Alright guys, so I was able to get it in, and basically the aftermarket one you could actually slip it right in this slot here and it fits, or you could go up through the back, but I found it easier to go in from the front by the manifold here. Basically, let me set this down here. You want to take this twists if it's loose enough here on the pivot on that bolt, twist it towards here so that it's bent this way, and then lift the engine high enough that you could slip the stud into the subframe, and then it should clear when you bend this back under the exhaust manifold where it's supposed to line up with the bracket. And I'll show you guys what the bracket looks like in a second once I get it in here. Alright, so there's a little trick to getting the engine bracket back in here or out the first time. I'll just show you from this side, but hold on. Alright, so you basically want to start with it the opposite of how it goes in. Stick this in here, and then you want to turn, shit's falling everywhere, turn this up like that to spin it a full 90 degrees, and then I'll show you what it looks like properly in a couple seconds here. Alright, so I was able to get that bracket installed. Turns out it was easier to bend this back down towards the front of the bumper. I'm losing my light here. Let me slide under here. So basically, bend that towards the bumper, and then get the bracket in there like I said. Bottom side inverted, turn it 90 degrees. Then once you get it up there, basically wiggle it around till you can get the top in there above the manifold, and then the bottom side kind of goes up against the oil pan there, and you can see the two holes up at the top of the pan there for the studs. Basically, once you get it, the bracket where it needs to be, you could bend the engine mount back up towards it lines up with the top of the hole to bolt in from the top, which you can't see in this frame, but you would be able to see it from the side over here if you look in that way. I'll show you guys how to put the nut on in a second here. See if I can get this light in here somewhere. That should work. Okay. So this one's the top nut. And it might seem like you're getting the engine really high, which you are, but hopefully it doesn't cause any issues. I look at the axle here, make sure it doesn't hit the frame there. It's a little gap, hard to see with the lighting, but basically you could see that the harmonic balancer is way up above where it normally sits, and the oil pan has a huge gap between the control arm. That's about how high I had to pick it in order to get that mount in there, which you could see here in the back. So let me see if I can do this here. Slip my hand up in here. Coming this way. So there's the bolt through the bracket, basically. I don't know if I can do this with one hand, but I'm gonna try. Basically, you guys get the idea. Alright, we're back for an update here. I didn't show it, but I already added the 2 fluid ounces of PAG oil into the compressor. And what you want to do is make sure you mix it around, so you just push down on it, and if it's laying on the pulley side, it puts enough weight on the compressor, the clutch, I mean, that it'll turn the insides and not just the pulley like this is spinning right now. But if you push down on it and turn, you could hear it turns the clutch with everything, and just make sure you turn it a couple times, make sure you lubricate all the oil in there. Okay, so get ready to put that compressor in. I just finished up the front engine mount. And basically, once you get it in place, like I showed before, you want to line up these two studs right here and here. They're 15 millimeter. I used, what do we got here? One of these Craftsman 15 millimeter box wrench. It fits nicely on there. Like that. Same thing for the other one. Slip it on there, etc. Get them started. I forgot to show you guys. There's also this little, where'd it go? This little bar up here, right there. It has like a little fork looking thing that slips behind the nut, so don't forget to put this back on because it helps distribute the weight of the engine. And I can't get a good light on that, but the other end of it's right there, and it's a 13 millimeter. There we go. It goes right in above the tranny. So, what else we got here? Oh, I also, after you install the mount and tighten all the bolts, there's the oil pressure sensor. Just hold on. I'm trying to do everything with one hand.